some quick and easy bows that you can make that are perfect for a wedding. This is this bow here. It measures about 14 inches wide. It has just a chenille stem on the back, which you can use to attach to any of the chairs at the venue without having to worry about scratching anything or losing your deposit. All right, so that is our sample bow. I'm gonna move that over here. I have several different types of ribbon. I have a 4.5 inch, 2.5 inch, and 1.5 inch. These are all wired ribbons. The wire is very important. So first I'm going to start with my 4.5 inch ribbon. Put it on the spool. I like to dovetail it to start, so I bring my two ends together so the wired ends are touching. I take my scissors and I cut from the inside toward the outside, and that creates this nice dovetailed end. So this is going to be a tail that's going to measure about 18 inches. So I'm going to gather it up here. I'm going to pinch it together. I'm going to put that right through there. The rest of the ribbon can come toward me. I'm going to hold that down. I'm going to twist this and pull the wire all the way around so that this now lays flat. I should be looking at the back side of the ribbon. I'm going to measure this out on my Easy Bow Maker. This is a tool that is a wonderful investment, even if you're only making bows for a wedding. This runs about, $20. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, and they're wonderful to have in general, but especially for making wedding decor. So I'm going to bring this down through the center dowels. I'm going to make sure that that bow, the end loop, measures out to 7 inches. Push down, so pinch and twist. So I have my very nice, pretty pattern shape facing me. And as I pull this around, you'll see that this is now the back side facing me. Okay. Pull this together, pull it in, that measures 7 inches. I'm gonna do a nice pinch and twist, and we're only doing one loop on each side with this 4.5 inch. I'm gonna pull this down, measure out to the end of the other one, which is roughly here, cut across, and dovetail again. You can also choose to dovetail all of your ends at once. I just like to do it as I go because sometimes I will miss one and forget. Okay. That does it for our 4.5 inch ribbon. It makes a statement, and a little bit of this goes a long way. Okay. Now I'm taking my blue. I'm going to be doing 2 loops of this. So I'm going to dovetail. And I want the end of this to start just before the end of this. So I'm going to make this tail, it's going to measure roughly 16 inches. Put that down in there. Bring that down. Perfect. Again, now pinch and twist. Looking at the back side. Sometimes with ribbon it's hard to tell which is the back side. I'm going to bring these in, and these measured 7 inches over here for the 4 inch. So these are going to measure 6 inch loops. So I bring that out to the 6 inch point, pinch and twist, bring it out again, 6 inches, pinch and twist. Again, I'm going to make another set of loops. And once you've made these for quite a while, it becomes second nature. But it is probably more economical sometimes to buy your own ribbon and make your own bows. They do have pre-made bows you can get at certain craft stores, but they're not necessarily in your colors, your pattern, and you want something customizable. So learning how to do these yourself is definitely a time saver and a money saver. Okay, and I'm bringing that together, dovetail that. Now I'm bringing in the other 2.5 inch ribbon. This is the same pattern as the 4.5 inch. I'm going to be making 3 loops of this. Each of these 3 loops is going to measure out to the 5 inch mark. And this tail is roughly about 14 inches. go. Okay. Bring this in. Find my 5-inch mark, which is right here. Oops, where am I going? There we go. Got myself a little twisted. There we go. People always said I'm a little twisted. They're not wrong. Okay, 5-inch mark. It's right there. Okay, now I'm going to make 2 more loops on either side. And for right now, I just layer them on top of each other. I will spread them out, but this is a way to help me make sure that my loops are all the same size. I'll play with the placement once it's all done. Okay, bring this down. I'm going to measure this out. Okay, cut it there. Dovetail again. Okay. And then now it is the 1.5-inch ribbon. This layer always goes on top. I've already cut this angled from the last time, so I'm going to bring this over here. And this tail is going to measure, I would say, about 10 inches. Maybe 11. Okay, push that down, pinch and twist. I'm going to make 2 loops on either side, each of these at 4 inches. Before you know it, you'll be able to eyeball it, and you'll have a really good idea for exactly how long each one is. You won't even have to look at the marks anymore, practically. Okay. This ribbon's a little stiff, so it's kind of got a mind of its own with coming off the spool. So, okay. Now what I like to do is I'll do another pinch and twist, right? I want to do a tiny little sweet loop in the center. So I'll bring this over and I'll leave, I think that's about, I would say about 1 inch to 1.5 inches with how it measures out. And I'll bring this down. Now I want to cut this to match the other side, so I'm going to angle down. And this will actually move over to the other side. So don't worry that your 2 tails are on the same side. You'll be able to manipulate that once you get everything set up. Okay? So now I have a zip tie and a chenille stem. I'm going to push this down, squeeze it together real tight. I want this to look like a sandwich coming up, okay? So hold it tight. It's going to look like that. I'm going to put the chenille stem on the back. I'm going to put the zip tie through here. I'm going to hold it underneath my thumb, bring it around back, making sure everything is caught in the zip tie. And I'll start pulling to make my loop. I'm going to make sure that everything is nice and adjusted before I pull it too tightly. We're all good, so I'm going to give that. I'm going to hold this down as tight as I can and give it a good yank. The tighter your zip tie, the fluffier and bouncier your loops become. They pop more. Okay. Now I'm going to fluff it. So this is going to be the center point, this 4.5 inch. So this is going to come above and a little bit below. And then this is going to come that way, and this one in the middle. And then 2 loops there. This will move over to that side. And here is my center loop. Bend it a little bit. And you'll never be able to tell that that tail actually is coming over from the other side. Actually, I think I want to pull a little bit more out just so it's a little bit more space on this because this ribbon is a little bit thicker. Okay, there we go. Pull that, and then I can adjust the length of the tails. Now I'm going to flip it around, do the same thing on the other side. All right. Then I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to twist this once just to make sure it stays there. I'm going to hold on to that real tight, and then what I'm going to start doing is running my hands down the wires on the back of these ribbons. So run down. That gives each of the ribbons a really nice shape. It helps it lay well. It's kind of the same thing that you do with gift wrap ribbon that has all those little ruffles and ridges on it. When you run the scissors down there, it makes it kind of curl. You do the same thing here with the wires in the ribbon. And it adds a real nice pop and a curl. Now these can go on, imagine these on the aisle chairs. You can put these, for example, these are for the wedding shower. These are going on the backs of the chairs for the bride and groom. You could also put these on the backs of all the chairs and have a little tag from it that hangs, you know, bridesmaid or their name. Lots of different things that you can do with bows. Lots of things you can decorate. You can make a bow like this. You can wrap it around a planter. You can put it in a planter. Anything like that. You can even make the bows, give them to your florist, or you can even see if your florist will help you make some of these bows. But I like to make my own for my daughter's wedding because, well, that's what I do for a living. So I hope this helps you with your wedding. I hope that you have fun planning it. And if you do make one of these, let me know how it turns out. All right. Congrats, guys.